Let's see if this works.
Junk Shop Library's Improv Bible Study. Are you ready for this? Alright, well, welcome everybody once again to Junk Shop Library's Improv Bible Study. I see some people have found their way over here from Reddit, to which I just all too recently found my way. Welcome everybody. Special shout out before we get started to R. Whether you're Mr. R or Ms. R or just R or something else, you can let me know and I'll give you a more succinct shout out. Who has been working their way through the entire back catalog of Junk Shop Library's Improv Bible Study, and over the course of about the last 2 weeks has made it 2/3 of the way through Exodus. If R can tell us the source of their magical patience and endurance potion, I have no doubt there are many among us who would like to visit that apotheker. Alright, well, without further ado, though it's too late for that, we will be launching today into the 24th chapter of the book of Deuteronomy, where much fun will be had by all, fear you not. Now, let's see if I can get these to cut off at the same time. And I told a lie. 24 we've already done. 25 is what we'll be turning to today. Open your pew Bibles, if you will, to page 99. If there be a controversy between men, and they come unto judgment, that the judges may judge them, then they shall justify the righteous and condemn the wicked. And it shall be, if the wicked man be worthy to be beaten, that the judge shall cause him to lie down and to be beaten before his face, according to his fault, by a certain number. 40 stripes he may give him, and not exceed, lest if he should exceed, and beat him above these with many stripes, then thy brother should seem vile unto thee. Thou shalt not muzzle the ox when he treadeth out the corn. If brethren dwell together, and one of them die, and have no child, the wife of the dead shall not marry without unto a stranger. Her husband's brother shall go in unto her, and take her to him to wife, and perform the duty of an husband's brother unto her. And it shall be that the firstborn which she beareth shall succeed in the name of his brother which is dead, that his name be not put out of Israel. And if the man like not to take his brother's wife, then let his brother's wife go up to the gate unto the elders, and say, My husband's brother refuseth to raise up unto his brother a name in Israel. He will not perform the duty of my husband's brother. Then the elders of his city shall call him, and speak unto him. And if he stand to it, and say, I like not to take her, then shall his brother's wife come unto him in the presence of the elders, and loose his shoe from off his foot, and spit in his face, and shall answer and say, So shall it be done unto that man that will not build up his brother's house. And his name shall be called in Israel, The house of him that hath his shoe loosed. When men strive together one with another, and the wife of the one draweth near for to deliver her husband out of the hand of him that smiteth him, and putteth forth her hand, and taketh him by the secrets, then thou shalt cut off her hand, thine eye shall not pity her. Thou shalt not have in thy bag divers weights, a great and a small. Thou shalt not have in thine house divers measures, a great and a small. But thou shalt have a perfect and just weight, a perfect and just measure shalt thou have, that thy days may be lengthened in the land that the Lord thy God giveth thee. For all that do such things, and all that do unrighteously, are an abomination unto the Lord thy God. Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way, when ye were come forth out of Egypt, how he met thee by the way, and smote the hindmost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee, when thou wast faint and weary, and he feared not God. Therefore shall it be, when the Lord thy God hath given thee rest from thine enemies all round about, in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven, thou shalt not forget it. Thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven, thou shalt not forget it. And that incredibly mixed bag is Deuteronomy 25. Okay. So, no more than 40 lashes. Apparently completely arbitrary, because the justification it gives for that is, don't give more than 40 lashes, for then thy brother should seem vile unto thee. Now, in this context, thy brother is impossible to tell whether it's the wicked man, the one found worthy to be beaten, or the judge. So it is impossible to tell just from what's on the page if the implication is, make sure you don't land more than 40 stripes, because that'll make you look like a sadist. Or if it's, make sure you don't give him more than 40 stripes, because that makes him look like he's just completely worthless. Do not muzzle the ox when he treadeth out the corn. That's got to be when working like one of those. What is it? In the South we have what's usually a mule and a sorghum mill. You know, you've got the millstones in the center and the mule attached to the end, and it walks around in a circle and whatnot. So something analogous, I guess, with an ox, except it's cornmeal that's being made. And it's probably functionally a prohibition against overworking your animals. You know, if it stops to have a mouthful of grass, don't muzzle it so that it can't, because it's, you know, it's doing work. And I tell you, Moses' memory is long, and Moses is a petty, vengeful little man, because he's gone all the way back to the story of Onan here. Poor Onan, who just didn't want to knock up his sister-in-law, so he pulled out. And now has a name synonymous, or a derivative of his name, synonymous with masturbation for his trouble. But now, it's come to be such a sin that if you stand by your decision not to knock up your dead brother's wife, you get spat in the face and untied your shoe, and your descendants become sons of the loose-shoed one. And then, verse 11, Moses using some of this last precious time he has before he has to go up the mountain to die. Because remember, everybody just standing around here drumming their fingers at this point, because they can't go into the promised land until he dies. he can't die till he goes up the mountain. He's not going to go up the mountain until he stops speaking. So here he stands filibustering. And he brings up the story of his long-dead wife. Whichever one it was, whether it was the Ethiopian woman or not, we don't really know. It's a little vague along the way as to how many women Moses actually married. You notice there's no divine prohibition against polygamy. Well, there's a story way back yonder when Moses was... It was either Moses or Aaron. See, it's been so long I can't even remember now at this point. Was tussling... No, it was Moses. Was tussling with somebody, and Moses' wife came up and took him by the secrets. That's a different story from the one where she goes and circumcises their son and throws the bloody foreskin in his face and says, "Thou art a bloody husband to me." Aren't you glad you're not in this family? I swear to God, my family reunions can be a little dodgy, but ain't nobody got bitch slapped yet with a fresh foreskin. Trust me, I know, because that story would have been told and retold and re-retold and re-re-re-re-re-retold. So anyway, all of which is to say, if two men are tussling, Moses decides it's now a hand-chopping off offense if the woman intervenes and grabs her husband's secrets. Was this a common thing back in the yore? Two guys going at it and the woman's, or one of their, a woman, the wife of one of the men, comes up and grabs him by the no-nos. Was this common? Because the only other thing it can be is this is some kind of weird thing that's just come to start happening in culture. Or what I've always assumed, which was that Moses has just been carrying this grudge about being grabbed by the no-nos for so long that he finally, now that he doesn't have anything else to lose, he's decided to make it a hand-chopping off offense. I said it before and I'll say it again. Weird fucking book. And then the bulk of the rest of the chapter is specifying not to cheat people. Don't have in your bag two diverse weights, a great and a small. And this is not a reference to the secrets and the no-nos. Okay, this is a literal bag and literal weights. And this is to standardize the shekel and the florin and the pound. I don't know. Interestingly, while there's been, in several other of these prohibitions, including most recently, that springs to mind, the one about charging interest, while you're explicitly prohibited from doing the bad thing to the other children of Israel, it then sort of leaves open that you can do it to other people. Here, nope. You're not allowed to cheat nobody by means of weights and measures. You can usury them all your heart desires, but you better be usurying them fairly. A just weight and a just measure. And then the last couple of verses is, remember, once you go into the promised land, make sure you remember to forget about Amalek, which is a quick, don't think of an elephant, if ever I heard one. All right. Well, that chapter was weird. Chapter 26... I don't know. I'm unwilling to look at it thoroughly enough to tell whether it's going to be weird or not. So you'll just have to check back and see. hit the bell to get your notifications. If you, like the indomitable Mr. or Ms. R, have already poked the Pope to subscribe. If thou hast not already poked the Pope, Junk Shop saith, poke the Pope to subscribe. And I'll link something else over here. I don't know what yet. Probably some weird deep cut. Alright. Well, y'all take care. Be safe. And as always, stand against hate.